Labyrinth of the Demon King is a spiritual sword slashing take off of Kingsfield meets a survival horror for a very great combination and one that I hope we see get developed further. When our lord is betrayed by the Demon King, as I'm sure demons often do, we are brought back to Lake to enact revenge on them by, well, storming the Demon King's Labyrinth. What follows is a very stylish, very dark tale full of swords, slashing, and lots of very weird looking demons to kill. I really like the art style of this one, kind of going back to the days of like late PlayStation 1, early PlayStation 2 era. Very dark, very grit and grimy environments, and cutscenes that feel right out of a Silent Hill game. Now, as per our gameplay, it feels like a mix between a Kingsfield style and even something like one of the older Condemned games. You have a light, heavy, parry, and as a kick command that you can do during fighting. By enemies blocking, they will basically stop any light attacks. Your light attacks are your best damage dealer, you can kind of extend that into a combo. Heavy attacks and kicks break guard. However, you have a limited stamina, and if you run out of stamina, it means that you can't do any real combat. And as per the kind of Kingsfield rules, and even Condemned, fighting more than one enemy at a time, especially if they're coming from two different angles, is very dangerous and more than often than not, deadly for you. Our story here is linear, as you'll be exploring the labyrinth made up of 4 distinct towers. Each area is full of puzzles, enemies, and items and resources to collect. There is a very light leveling system here. By finding incense, you can use it at the save points to increase your health or stamina meters. You'll eventually get the ability to upgrade weapons and armor, which will of course let you deal or take more damage respectively. But this is definitely not going to be a full-on RPG. There's no real leveling up, you're not going to be unlocking special perks or things like that. The game goes for definitely like a heavy mystery, very ominous atmosphere everywhere you go. The map only shows you points of interest, and you'll need to navigate by it, especially in some of the more darker and confusing areas. At some point, you will unfortunately annoy a thing that will start chasing you around, which kind of becomes like almost like our pseudo-nemesis enemy that can appear out of the blue to cause you trouble. Combat is very brutal, there is locational damage, and there's definitely something about parrying an enemy to then destroy their head with your giant sledgehammer. Now with that said, Labyrinth of the Demon King, despite the brutalness and the very gruesomeness of this game, is not that hard of a title to play. If you are killed, you will return to the previous save point with progress still unlocked. The only times where the game can get a little bit tricky is during the boss fights, as you're fighting against characters who you can't just like quickly whittle down their health bars, but with enough upgrades to your weapon, you should be able to get through things relatively fast. I like the puzzle design in this one, as it does require you to explore all the areas. Now with that said, I do have a few issues with the game. While the exploration is very well done, the grittiness of the art style can make it very hard to navigate and find important items sometimes in the environment. And I had situations where I missed a door that would kind of like blend into everything else, and the third tower, I completely missed like several maps, which I don't know if they existed or if I just completely didn't find them and I had to navigate blind throughout that area. While the combat is very kind of like down and dirty, with the use of stamina and being able to break parries, I did run into a very annoying technical issue. You see, this is one of those games where it didn't seem like the screen was properly scaling to my resolution. So what ends up happening is that your mouse cursor will kind of, I guess in a way, like go off the game's window if it's like too far left or too far to the right. So what happened was during combat, there were times where it would just simply stop responding, which is not good when you're trying to time parries or get your combos for your attacks going. Now, I don't know if that has been fixed since we played this one, but it was a constant issue throughout our playthrough of it. The ending did feel a little bit abrupt, and does hint at some major ramifications which I won't spoil here, but I do hope that we see a sequel or more for this, because I think this is a really solid foundation for kind of an action horror title. So, if you're not bothered by creepy demons, poor lighting, and a whole lot of decrepit environments, then I would definitely recommend you check this one out. This was played with a retail key. So let me take a look at your game for a future review designed to involve slashing samurais or giant monsters. Please get in touch. If you did play through this one as well, let me know what you thought about it down below. And with that, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see everyone in our next video. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and if you're interested in more of my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.